If the title didn't make it obvious already, know that today's topic is not exactly positive. Now, I don't actually want this channel to be known for negative things, so I promise that I will also point out the good things about the bad thing that I need to talk about. Deal? Deal. Let's crack on with the show. I will let you in on a little secret. I'm not fond of following E3. Don't get me wrong, like any gamer, I want to be excited about gaming news and reveals. I want to be excited about the many new experiences I can have with video games. I would love to gush when celebrities like Keanu Reeves make spectacular appearances on stage just for the sake of announcing a release date. I wish I were the guy in the audience that yelled,
"You're breathtaking! You're all breathtaking!"
But I can't. I just can't get excited about this. E3 has consistently been an exasperating thing to follow for me. Know that I disagree with many practices done during this event, year after year after year, that are just so exasperating. I want to talk to you about 3 of those practices that vex me so.
Sad trombone.
My dip into this year's E3 started with Google when they talked about Stadia. Their new streaming service claims,
Stadia makes it easy to play your favorite games on any screen in your life.
Supposedly, you won't need a console since Google's data center will be used to graphically power the games. Depending on the internet speed that you have, you will be able to run games at varying qualities. But the minimum connection speed that Google recommends is 10 Mbps. And you will need Stadia Pro to access 4K resolutions. This November, Stadia will launch only to these select countries on the screen right now. And the launch library consists of 31 games as shown here. The stream itself informed the viewers that
3 months ago, we gave you a first look at Stadia.
Which begs the question, why couldn't they give viewers links to those events during the stream? I mean, they could shoot a link to Stadia.com and shoot a link to the Twitter handle. What's wrong with shooting a short link to the Stadia demo video? This is a constant issue in E3, not just for Google, but for most of these companies as well. There's crucial info out there, like gameplay streams of upcoming games or other forms of programming and news dissemination that never gets linked to the relevant parts of the stream. If your viewers have to pause the bloody stream to look for confirmation of your product's effectiveness or basic freaking information online, I'm sorry to say this, you've failed.
Sad trombone.
Is this not the perfect representation of EA's attitude towards their most recent games? Yes, by all means, let's launch despite people still needing to take care of the stuff in the background before things are truly ready. EA Play showed alpha gameplay footage of Jedi Fallen Order, taken around 3 hours after the start of the game. This first segment turned out well for the most part. You can clearly see that the gameplay is played in third person, there's lightsaber combat, interesting force-based abilities, and of course there's room to combine both. You have a companion bot that gives you health and helps you get past obstacles. And look at him, just look at him, he's so cute! I just wanna... Damn it, I'm tempted to buy one. But assuming that the footage isn't a bullshot, the game seems to be turning out quite nicely. As for the story context, let's have the head of Respawn, Vince Zampella, tell us all about it.
What is happening? What is this game all about, Vince? This is a single-player action-adventure game set post... Oh, yeah? Oh.
They're not dead, everybody!
Trust me, this is not the only time that the guest speaker gets interrupted while mentioning important details about the bloody game. Anyway, long story short, it's a single-player action and adventure game set in the post-Order 66 era after the events of Star Wars Episode 3. I actually think that's a very good spot in the timeline to fit the story in. I am interested to know how the protagonist masters the use of Force without access to the many Jedi Masters that most Padawans had. I just hope that the reason is not, he learned to do it because he was in danger and somehow he was just that talented. When the hosts aren't interrupting the guest speaker, they're at least mindful of the people watching the stream. When talking to the guest speakers after the gameplay reveal, the host asked,
what are we missing by not having our hands on the controllers? Like, what do lightsabers feel like?
You know what would stop people from wondering what it's like to control the game? Oh, I don't know. A demo? It's as freaking simple as saying, if you'd like to play the same thing you saw just now, head on over to this link on the screen and download the free demo so you can try it out yourself. How is this so hard? Let's be clear here. Trailers cannot and will never fully represent the final product that is the game. Even if indeed that trailer was made up of gameplay footage. Games are interactive media, and trailers are not designed to be that way. You can't control what happens in the trailer. It may look like the final product, but you won't figure out things like the responsiveness of your inputs, the difficulty of the gameplay, or indeed how intuitive the bloody controls are. I don't ever want to hear that excuse that demos are too hard to put together and they take too much time, because if you don't have one for your game, then you should really get to it. In the case of Jedi Fallen Order, we were just shown the thing. Why couldn't we play through the same thing that we saw just now on the screen? And no, I'm not talking about the booths at E3. No, I'm talking about a demo that's freely downloadable for users at home. You know, so they can decide if they want your game or not. I hate how the AAA game industry has only ever contented itself to showing demo builds at E3, and I'm thankful for every rare instance that the developer or publisher bothered to make a demo available on the storefront. In fact, in this very year's E3, Chris Tales was announced for the next year, and it bothered to have a demo link on Steam. Granted, it sucks that the demo won't stick around, but they made it, and they announced it, and it's miles higher than what most AAA game companies are willing to do.
Sad trombone.
This year, each CEO or head or leader of their respective AAA company always has their rousing speech about how special their briefing is.
At Ubisoft, our intention is to create games that will make you stronger and happier in your life.
That's what Stadia is all about, the games.
This is why we on Team Xbox are always and will be dedicated to unleashing the next new games for you to discover and love.
We are delighted to share this moment with you.
Whenever I try to listen to these speeches, I hear something else entirely. To quote Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones, Any man who must say, "I am the king," is no true king. A similar sentiment can apply to game companies. The moment I hear a company say that it's all about the games, I start to question whether or not it actually is about the games for them. It's like that one guy applying for the job, saying in the interview that he applied because of his passion. When Phil Harrison started talking about Stadia's features, I was all ears up until the point he said that it's all about the games. You see, I still remember when he claimed that Alone in the Dark is a beautifully crafted single-player experience. Spoiler alert, it was not. I also remember how he claimed that we, the gamers, wouldn't be interested in games unless they had some kind of network connectivity to them. Instead of getting excited for a service that I know I've always wanted for so long, I'm now bloody skeptical. What is there to help Todd Howard when he claims that
this game has one of the best online communities we've ever seen?
No amount of self-awareness is going to convince me to be excited for the next Fallout or Elder Scrolls after your well-documented faux pas with Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Blades. Only actual proof that the next game isn't going to be a bug-riddled mess or a monetized disaster will get me to change my mind, Bethesda. I wanted to be excited for something that looked as adorable as Commander Keen. But I can't, because I'll never be sure if it'll play host to yet another economy based on chests with bloody timers. I sincerely hope Bethesda never messes with Doom Eternal or any of id Software's games.
Oh, but if they don't try to bring out their silver tongue on E3, what are they supposed to do on an event like that?
Is the question I imagine some of you will be asking. I am not a big authority in gaming at all, so I think I will let more qualified people answer that question for you.
Hey, Tim, hi. What are we doing?
We're doing the inspirational intro to the Kind of Funny Games Showcase.
No, man, I said we're not doing that. It's E3. There's no time for inspirational intros.
Greg, we need the hype.
The hype is the games.
Go.
No, you should shut up. The hype is we have more than 60 games, Tim. More than 60 games to get through in an hour. Just stop this. Let Dave Fennoy do his job.
Fine.
Indy.
Shut up!
Okay, enough of the negative stuff. As promised, I'm gonna say good things about each company's E3 show, so here goes. Google Stadia's service seems great, assuming it works, and I can't wait for it to be available in the Philippines. I am excited for Jedi Fallen Order, and I hope to God it isn't going to be terribly monetized. The Xbox Game Pass for PC is definitely something I will get for myself when it becomes available in my country. Psychonauts 2, Borderlands 3, The Outer Worlds, Minecraft Dungeons, Spiritfarer, Vampire Bloodlines 2, and Halo Master Chief Collection have all piqued my interest. Doom Eternal looks amazing, and I hope Bethesda does not Bethetically mess it up. Nina Struthers still continues to be a beacon of fun in an otherwise glum game industry, and I want to take orders from a sentient banana soon when My Friend Pedro comes out. Cris Tales and Bloodroots are the two titles that excite me the most. Because of the few games that had demos, those two amused me thoroughly. The PC gaming show is still my favorite part of E3, because it manages to inform us about upcoming games adequately and quickly. The Kind of Funny Games showcase is actually plenty funny, and I'm glad that I saw it to the end. Watch Dogs Legion had a great trailer that showed a grandma shooting a policeman in the head, and it's super hilarious. I want to play Circuit Superstars, and I'm curious to know how it compares to other racing games. Limited run games are helping more titles get a physical release, and they have this really funny part of the show where they just look at it. Just look at it. What is he doing? Why is he doing it? It's hilarious. What games featured on E3 are you looking forward to playing? Let me know in the comments section, along with any thoughts you might like to share about the video. This is SpeekerHead, your head speaker. Thank you for watching.